You saw it?
Yeah.
You seen it?
No, I seen texts though.
So if you seen it,
right?
Why the is you ain't say?
Listen, bro.
Fine.
Listen, look at me. Look at me. It's your anniversary right now. I asked them, how do I tell my?
When did you? So you seen it?
You no. Dog,
I'm
telling you this. I've been trying to pull you to the side for a minute, but trying.
Have you ever seen a celebration turn into a war in seconds? Because what went down tonight, nobody was ready for it. The music was blasting, glasses were clinking, and Scrappy thought he was celebrating love. But the man standing across from him was about to blow his whole night apart. 24 hours walked in with that kind of energy you can feel before you even see it. No smile, no toast, no laugh, just eyes full of something heavy. The kind of truth that ruins friendships and ends marriages. He'd been pacing all night, waiting for the right moment. And when he finally looked Scrappy in the face, he didn't blink. He said, "Yo, I gotta talk to you," and right there, that's when the room froze. Everyone knew something was about to explode. They just didn't know who was about to get burned. At first, Scrappy smiled, thinking it was a private joke or maybe some birthday advice. But 24 hours wasn't smiling. He pulled both Scrappy and Lil Zane aside, away from the music, away from the cameras, but the cameras followed anyway. That's when it started. His voice was low, heavy, like he'd rehearsed it but didn't want to say it. "Look, bro, I've been trying to pull you to the side for a minute," he said, voice shaking a little. "I just didn't know how to tell you." Scrappy's eyes narrowed. "Tell me what?" The whole room seemed to freeze. The music suddenly sounded too loud, too fake. Like it didn't belong in this moment. 24 hours glanced at Lil Zane, who looked confused, almost guilty, like he knew what was coming but hoped it wouldn't happen here. "You seen it, right?" 24 hours asked. Scrappy blinked. "Seen what?" "You know what I'm talking about, the texts." That's when everything shifted. Scrappy's smile dropped. "What texts?" He snapped. "Whose texts?" 24 hours hesitated. "Salma," the name cut through the noise like a blade. For a second, Scrappy didn't move. He just stared. Then he laughed, not because it was funny, but because he didn't know what else to do. "You saying my wife?" he asked, his voice breaking between disbelief and anger. Lil Zane took a step back, hands raised like he wanted no part of it. But 24 hours wasn't done. "Bro, I seen things. I ain't the type to gossip, you know that. But I couldn't sit here and smile in your face no more." Scrappy's tone changed. He was no longer calm. "Nah. Say it with your chest. You seen what? You seen her with him? You seen her message him?" "What?" 24 hours tried to slow him down. "I seen messages that ain't look right. Bro. That's all I'm saying." The word messages echoed like a curse. Scrappy stepped closer, voice rising. "You coming here on my anniversary, talking about messages? You trippin', bro. You could have said this any other day." The tension snapped. Lil Zane tried to calm them down, saying, Yo, not here, not tonight." But Scrappy wasn't hearing it. "Not tonight. He brought it tonight." He shouted, pointing at 24 hours. "He brought this energy into my home, my event, my marriage." People nearby started whispering, phones out, cameras half raised. What started as an anniversary had become a full-blown public explosion. 24 hours looked torn, guilt and frustration all over his face. "I ain't mean to ruin your night, bro. I just couldn't keep it to myself anymore." Scrappy's eyes burned. "You couldn't keep it? Or you wanted the world to see me break?" That line changed the air. Lil Zane froze, caught between two men whose friendship was cracking in real time. "Don't twist it," 24 hours said. "I'm trying to look out for you." Scrappy shook his head. "Looking out? You embarrassed me on my own night and call it love?" The crowd around them went quiet. You could hear a glass drop somewhere in the back. 24 hours tried to reach out, but Scrappy stepped back. "Don't touch me," he warned. His hands were shaking, but his voice was steady now. That kind of steady that only comes when a man's heart is breaking in front of everyone. "I told you before," Scrappy said. "You tell me about my girl. That's fine. But when I go talk to her and she tell me something different, who I'm supposed to believe?" 24 hours didn't answer. Lil Zane stared at the floor. The silence stretched, long and uncomfortable. You could feel the friendship unraveling, thread by thread. Scrappy finally spoke again, voice lower but sharper. "You say you saw texts. One say I saw loyalty." One of us lying for a moment, nobody breathed. The lights flickered. The DJ tried to play something soft to ease the mood, but it only made things worse. 24 hours turned to walk away, mumbling something about trying to help. But Scrappy's voice stopped him cold. "Don't run now," he said. "You started this. Finish it." 24 hours turned back, eyes wet, face red, every emotion fighting for control. Lil Zane looked trapped. The name Salma still echoing between them like a curse none of them could undo. And just when it felt like it might calm down, Scrappy stepped forward and said the words that made the whole room gasp. "So you telling me?" My own boy knew and didn't say nothing. The silence after that hit harder than any punch. 24 Hours opened his mouth but no words came. The cameras zoomed in. The tension was thick enough to choke on. Whatever truth was about to come out, it was too late to stop it now. The room was silent, but the energy was dangerous. Every eye in that place was locked on Scrappy, 24 Hours and Lil Zane. The music had stopped completely now, and the sound of the cameras clicking made the air heavier. Scrappy's chest was rising fast. You could tell he was holding himself back from doing something that would change everything. "You knew," he repeated, his voice low but cutting. 24 Hours swallowed hard. "It wasn't like that, bro. But that wasn't good enough. Not tonight. Not after everything." Scrappy stepped closer, his chain glinting under the lights. Eyes locked on the man he used to call his brother. "You waited till my anniversary, my wife standing right there, to tell me some half-truth about a rumor? You call that loyalty?" Lil Zane tried to intervene again, his tone nervous. "Scrap, chill out, man. He just trying to say what he's seen." But Scrappy wasn't hearing it. He turned on Zane, finger pointed right at him. "You do quiet, Zane. Why you quiet? You seen something too? You been texting her too?" Lil Zane's eyes widened, hands up. "Nah. Man, don't do that. Don't flip this on me. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I'm just hearing this like you." But his body language said otherwise. But his body language said otherwise. Eye starting, avoiding contact, shifting his weight like the floor might open up, and Scrappy, reading every twitch, every blink, started to connect dots that weren't even confirmed yet. That's how chaos works, one spark and the whole thing burns. For HRS finally spoke again, voice trembling. "I told you I ain't trying to play you. I just thought you should know before the internet do." That hit different. The mention of the internet made Scrappy's stomach drop. "What you mean before the internet? You saying there's more? You saying this out there already?" 24 Hours hesitated, and that hesitation was all it took. "Oh, so you did see something," Scrappy said, his voice rising. "You saw something with your eyes, right?" 24 Hours nodded weakly. "Then spit it out." Scrappy shouted. That's when 24 Hours finally said it. "It was a message, bro. From her phone to Zane. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it wasn't innocent either. Something like, 'You made me feel seen again.' I didn't know what it meant, but it didn't sit right with me." You could almost hear everyone gasp at once. Lil Zane's face turned red. "Bro, you reachin'," he said quickly. "That could mean anything. She been cool with me, but it ain't like that." Scrappy's face twisted, disbelief mixing with pain. "You made her feel seen again?" He repeated. "Zane, that's my wife." Lil Zane took a step back, his hand still up. "I swear, it's not what you think." But Scrappy wasn't buying it. The tension between them was like a storm about to break. Crew members stepped in, trying to calm things down, but nobody was leaving. The cameras were still rolling. This was reality TV gold, and production knew it. But for the men in that room, this wasn't a storyline. This was betrayal playing out in real time. 24 Hours tried to defuse it again. "Bro, I didn't want to do this now. I wanted to tell you before it got worse." Scrappy shot back. "You made it worse. You dropped this bomb in front of everybody, and now I can't unhear it." He turned toward the bar, pacing, rubbing his temples. "Man, I can't believe this." Lil Zane tried to follow him. "Scrap, listen, bro. I would never." But before he could finish, Scrappy spun around, eyes full of fire. "Don't touch me, Zane. Don't even come near me right now." His voice cracked, the pain leaking through his anger. "You know what it feels like when your name's tied to every rumor in the city? When people look at you like your marriage a joke?" His words hit like punches, not to Zane's body, but to his pride. 24 Hours finally stepped between them. "Enough, man. I ain't here to ruin your marriage. I'm here because I thought you deserved the truth." Scrappy shook his head. "You thought or you wanted to see me hurt? There's a difference." The look 24 Hours gave him wasn't defensive, it was sad. "You my brother, man. I wouldn't lie about this. You think I wanted to come here and drop that name? You think I ain't been losing sleep over this?" His voice broke mid-sentence, but Scrappy was too far gone to hear it. Somewhere in the crowd, a woman whispered, "They about to fight." Security moved closer. Lil Zane dropped his head, muttering, "Man, this got too messy." And that's when Scrappy said the line that would echo all over social media by morning. "Messy? Nah, this ain't messy, this betrayal." He looked from 24 Hours to Zane, his voice trembling with rage and heartbreak. "I built with y'all. I prayed with y'all. I called y'all brothers. And this what I get back?" You could feel the weight in that room. 24 hours looked like he wanted to apologize but couldn't find the words. Lil Zane's face said it all. Fear, guilt, confusion. Scrappy turned to leave, but just before he did, he stopped and said one more thing. If what you're saying is true, then somebody lying in my bed pretending to love me. He didn't wait for an answer. He walked out, cameras following, the sound of his footsteps echoing down the hall outside. The night air hit him like a slap. He took a deep breath, hands shaking, mind spinning with every image of Salma's smile. Back inside, 24 hours and Lil Zane just stood there, speechless. The celebration was over. What was supposed to be love turned into war. And as production whispered about what footage to air first, one question hung in the air. What will happen when Salma finds out this scene is about to go public?